What's going on, everyone? Bizarro Mike here, and I want to talk about, I guess, feeling grateful. Do you have that time of year where you kind of reflect on things and think about all of the things that you have and where you've gotten in life? Well, so July is that time of year for me usually. 2 years ago, this month, I left my old job. And for many of you who may not know, I've told this story a lot, so I don't want to go through the whole deal. But for many of you who may not know, I used to work at a college bookstore. I worked there for about 7 years, a little over 7 years actually, and from day one I knew it was a mistake, and I did everything I could to try and get out of that job, and I just couldn't get out. So eventually it got to a point where I went back to school, went back to college, and got my bachelor's degree. I did all of this while my girlfriend and I, we had young kids through this period, a 2-year-old who then we added a second child after that. And on top of all of that, I started freelance writing part-time for various video game outlets, including, of course, places like IGN, and eventually Games Radar Plus, eventually Playboy even. I wrote some stuff on Playboy. In fact, some of my favorite work is still on playboy.com. It's work safe, so if you ever want to read about Ricky Ortiz, you could do that. But eventually I started doing stuff for Red Bull Esports, and I wrote a lot about fighting games. And that brings us to July, the month of July. I had never been to an Evo before, and I always wanted to go for many years. And I got my first chance to go to Evo thanks to the freelance work I was doing for Red Bull Esports 2 years ago. Well, at that point, I had also decided I was leaving my job. I was doing enough freelance work that I thought I could make a go of it full time for a short period. And I did. 2 days before I got on the plane to fly to Vegas for Evo, I walked out of my full-time job forever. I put in my notice. I stayed a little bit longer than I expected, but just to kind of get us through some things at that busy time at work. And yes, so I left. I was done. I left that behind me, and I haven't looked back since. 2 days after that, I'm on the plane, I'm flying to Evo, and I realize, like, wow, things have changed so drastically in my life, and I'm accomplishing all of these new things that I never thought I would accomplish in my life. It's crazy. Since then, if you've been following me, you kind of know what's happened. I went from freelancing full-time to eventually getting hired at Yahoo Esports. A year ago, I was at Evo, covering Evo for Yahoo Esports. This year is going to be actually very interesting. Again, if you've seen any of what's been going on the last couple months, or I guess month or so, month and a half, you know that Yahoo Esports shut down. I'm currently unemployed. I've been doing some freelance work. In fact, the prodigal son sort of returned to Red Bull Esports. I did a story recently for Red Bull Esports, so I'm not covering Evo this year specifically for anyone. I have some freelance things actually lined up. So I'll be, for the first time, and that's the other thing, like July. So July, let me back this up a little bit. July makes me reflect on myself, my career, everything that I've done up to this point. And I feel like July is sort of this month of changes. I just did an interview for a job that I'm really hopeful about. I haven't said any specifics about that, and I really don't want to just yet. But July is a month for big changes for whatever reason for me. So Evo this year, I am going. I do plan on doing some stuff for myself as far as like content and things like that. I'm not specifically covering it for any outlet, but one of the big changes I guess I'm experiencing is that reason that I'm not covering the event as I have in the last couple years, and I'm competing, as you know. I'm playing Street Fighter V, I'm playing Tekken 7, been training a little bit, sharpening up my skills wherever my ceiling is, my skill ceiling is for both of those games, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to talking to everyone and being I guess just going there, enjoying it, and relaxing. So it's an interesting time for me. I want to talk about real quick things that have been on my mind. So as a result of the changes and the thinking about the last couple years and reflecting on the things that I've done and gone through, to get where I'm at now. I talk about this a lot. I know people ask me for advice, and I say the one thing that I tell everyone is the one thing a friend of mine at IGN told me a few years ago when I started all of this, when I quit my job. He knew, we talked about it, and he's like, wow, keep grinding. My goal was someday to work at IGN. I don't know that that'll ever happen, but I've done a lot of cool things other than that. And I hope to continue to do more cool things. So I guess that's my advice to all of you. Keep grinding. Keep doing whatever you're doing to get where you want to be. I'm going to be real with you. I don't really believe in the idea that, hey, if you work hard enough, everyone gets what they deserve. That's just not reality. Some people work their asses off and they never really get what they deserve. I tend to think of things like, I don't feel like I deserve anything. I get what I get through my hard work, hopefully. And I'm grateful for that. So when it comes to doing things like writing for video games or working in esports, some of the things that I've done in the past and want to continue to do, especially representing fighting games in the fighting game community, keep grinding, keep at it. I don't know. That's really all I can say. I'm super grateful for all of the support that everyone's given me over the years, whether it's family, friends, followers on various social media, and of course the different websites. I appreciate all of it. I need to go pack for Evo now, so I'm gonna go do that. But I wanted to take the time out to record and edit this and get this posted. You're going to see more content probably post-Evo because I don't have the ability to shoot stuff while I'm there, edit it, and put it up at the venue. Unfortunately, the hardware that I had that could do that stuff in the past is now no longer mine. So expect to see a lot of content post-Evo. I'm really looking forward to being there. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone, of course, all of my friends and acquaintances that I've made over the last few years. I'm especially excited to meet new people. I really want to meet a lot of new people and, just hang out and talk about fighting games and experience fighting games and experience Evo like it should be for a change. Stay up to date with everything I'll be doing at the venue at Evo. Follow me on Twitter at Bizarro_Mike 1Z2Rs. I'm streaming more. I'm trying to stream more. You'll see more streams probably after Evo. So of course, twitch.tv/Bizarro_Mike. Same thing. And hit the likes, subscribes, and follows. I'll talk to you soon. Wish me luck. I expect to steal some games, hopefully in Street Fighter V and Tekken 7 at Evo. Talk to you later.